Hello and welcome to another class with me, the Yogi Roll. Props today, maybe a blanket and a bolster. We are doing Dragon's Pose, so if your elbows are lifted a little bit and you need a bolster, find that bolster. And I think that's about it. Today, we are focusing on a bit of knee health, let's say. So I hope you feel that healthy vibe around your knees at the end of today's class. Oh, you might need your block. So having your props you need around you, and let's get started. Maybe bringing your block between your ankles and sitting on it. But by all means, having your shins close together and just resting the bum on your heels in thunderbolt pose. Finding that length through your spine, connecting the crown to the sky. Inhaling, feeling your belly expand, ribs expand, chest expand. Exhaling through chest, ribs, belly. Inhaling through the belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling through your chest, ribs, belly. Today's breath is the 3-part breath, really utilizing the diaphragm as much as possible. Shoulders away from ears. Just scanning the body throughout, seeing if there's any tension that's holding on, any thoughts, seeing what today's class brings and how we can ease those areas, sending that awareness, that breath all throughout. Find your tabletop pose. So shifting forward, maybe putting the blanket underneath your knees. Exhale through your back, looking at your belly button, coming to cats. Inhale, dip the belly, wide collarbones, open that chest. Exhale, find your cat. Inhale, dip the belly. One more, find your cat. Push into the hands and knees equally. Dip the belly, wide collarbones. Keep your gaze forward and slightly up. Find that neutral table. Lengthen left foot back so it's on an angle. Straighten through your knee. Feel all that awesome length. Ground through your big toe, pinky toe. Float your left foot off of the floor, parallel with the ground. Bend at the knee. Lift your knee a little higher. And then return your left knee back to table. 2 more times. So lengthen the foot out. Really stretch it away from the body. Feel that knee open. Float your foot off of the floor. Bend at your knee, bringing your heel towards your body. And then return your knee back to table. Last time on this side. So lengthen, feel all that stretch. Feel your pinky toe tuck. Float your foot off of the floor. Bend at the knee. Return your knee back down. Other side. So reach your right foot back, extending at the knee. Feel all that opening. Float your foot off of the floor. Bend at the knee, bringing the heel towards your body. And then return your knee back to table. Lengthen your right foot back. Open the knee. Float foot off of the floor. Bend at the knee. Return your knee back to table. One more. So lengthen. Float. Bend at the knee. And return back to table. Nice. Round your back like a cat a bit. Bring your right knee in towards your chest and step the foot between the hands. Lengthen your left foot back. Right hand comes inside your right foot. Keep that knee close to your shoulder. Maybe choosing to stay here in today's practice, or we have that bolster possibly. So placing the bolster right by your heel and then lowering your elbows to that bolster. In this pose for today, we are keeping the back knee lifted. Keep your gaze slightly forward. Breathe into the spaces that are asking. Make sure we're engaged through all 4 corners of the right foot. Remembering your 3-part breath. And breathe out. Making sure I'm only looking back for now. I don't like to constrict the throat here, but make sure your big toe and your pinky toe are engaged with the floor so that your whole line of toes are active, right? We don't want the pinky being tucked in so that the top of the toes facing the floor. We want to grip the floor with the bottom of the toe. Let's lower the back knee and untuck the toes for this last little bit. Breathe into the spaces that are asking. And breathe out. If you were lowered, coming onto your hands, walking your back knee in a bit, and returning your right knee to table. Nice. So other side, round in the back like a cat, bringing your left knee in towards your nose and stepping that foot between your hands. Walk your right knee back to whatever edge is comfortable today. Left hand inside your left foot. Squeeze that left knee close to your body. Finding whatever length you need with your elbows, maybe lowering all the way. Tuck your back toes, make sure the pinky's tucked, and float that knee. As we're floating that knee, keep your gaze forward. Open throat. We want to keep that chakra open. Breathe into the spaces that are asking. And noticing things, right? Maybe you aren't keen on vocalizing yourself too much. So in these poses, see if your chin is close to your chest, if you're trying subconsciously to constrict your throat, right? The throat chakra, if it has anything going on, that could be a sign, right? Our voice doesn't want to be heard as much. So regaining that power, that strength that you deserve, finding it, making sure your pinky toe is tucked along with all your other toes, lowering your back knee and untucking your toes for this last little bit. Breathe into the spaces that are asking, and breathing out. If you were on your elbows, lifting them and coming onto your hands, walking your back knee in, and returning your front knee into your table. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back into down dog. Let all that chi and energy just flow throughout your body. Wiggle your hips maybe. Bend one knee, straighten the other. And then switch. Lowering your knees. Finding child's pose, so bringing your heels or hips towards your heels and just lengthening, keeping your hands out in front. Wide breath. Feel the sides of your body expand as you're inhaling. Remembering your 3-part breath. Lifting your hips so they're above your knees. Coming onto your fingertips, walking your hands out in front into puppy stretch. Lowering your chin towards the ground. Maybe it can touch. Rotate your elbows down and around in towards each other. Breathe into the spaces that are asking. Keep your hips above your knees. Feel the chest sink a little deeper. Breathing in and breathing out. Bringing your hips to your heels. Find that child's pose again. And making your way to table. Right knee in the direction of your right wrist. Left ankle or right ankle in the direction of your left wrist. Lengthen your left foot back. Let's keep the toes tucked for this. Pull your legs together. Feel the lift of your pelvic floor and reach your hands towards the sky. Breathing into these spaces. Draw your left hip slightly forward. And then lengthen your hands towards the ground. Walk your left foot back a little more. Keep your toes tucked. Come onto your elbows and your forearms. Maybe you want to open up a little more. Rest your forehead or a cheek on the back of your hand. And let's lift that back knee for a bit. Feel everything center and come into place. Maybe your hips are externally rotated, so you start to feel that internal rotation happening. Draw your heel away from you. Maybe feel some more opening in that hip. Keep your hips even. Don't splay out to one side more than the other. Keep your gaze slightly forward. Breathe into the spaces that are asking. And breathe out. Let's untuck the toes for this last little bit. Let's lengthen the left foot away a little more. That whole leg should be nice and centered with our mat. Especially that it was lifted. Maybe you feel some more engagement of the hip of the knee. Everything centering more. Breathing into the spaces that are asking. Remembering our 3-part breath. Breathing in and breathing out. If you were on your forearms, making your way to your hands, lifting up, walking that back leg in, uncrossing your right foot and finding that table. And other side. So left knee in direction of your left wrist, left ankle in direction of your right wrist. Walk your right foot back. Keep your toes tucked here. Draw in your legs and float your hands off of the mat and up towards the sky. Keep your right hip drawing forward slightly. Breathe into the areas that are asking. And breathing out. Reach your hands forward and down on the ground. Maybe walking your right foot back a little more. Coming onto your forearms, resting the forehead or a cheek on the back of your hand. And let's lift that back knee. If we're resting the forehead though, keep your gaze slightly forward. Watch out for that constriction on your throat. Make sure your back foot, the big toe and your pinky toe are all tucked. That'll help the middle 3 toes stay tucked. Pinky toe can try to be untucked so the top of the toe is facing the mat. We want that bottom ball of the toe gripping the ground. So adjusting, changing the angle, finding that. Okay, now I got it. Keeping that knee lifted, maybe starting to feel your hip, everything starting to internally rotate more. Finding that balance and neutrality. Feeling yourself relaxing deeper here. Untucking your back toe, making sure as we untuck it, the leg is centered with our mat. Maybe feel that release in your left glute, down that IT band, hamstring area. If your upper body was lowered, pressing into the floor, walking your back knee in a little bit so that we can bring the right or left heel back in line underneath the glute and lengthen that left leg back behind us into Sphinx. So elbows underneath the shoulders, palms face down. Rotate those inner edges of your wrist in and down. Keep your chest open, that heart open, your throat open, wide collarbones. Scapulas pull back and down. Let's tuck the toes for a sec and float your knees. Make sure your big toe and your pinky toes are tucked. Draw your heels away from the body. Feel that length all down your legs. Maybe some opening in your knees. And then slowly lower the knees to the ground. Untuck your toes. Breathe. Maybe choosing to stay here or pushing into the hands. Draw your hands in towards each other without moving them. Feel the lift of your elbows. Keep your elbows in one straight line. Shoulders pulled down, scapulas back and down. Press the pubic bone in towards the ground. Nice and strong in the seal pose. Breathe. Lower the elbows. Stack one hand on top of the other. Open up the elbows. Rest your forehead or a cheek on the back of your hand. Breathing in. Breathing out. Maybe you're feeling things coming together. You are here and now. Reach your right hand above your head. Push into the floor with your left hand. Roll yourself onto your back. Let's bend those knees. Cross your left thigh on top of your right. Draw your hips to the left. Pull your knees in towards your chest and down to the right. Let's lift your left shoulder. Get your legs connected with the floor. Right hand can come on the outer left thigh for support. draw your left shoulder towards the ground. It'll be lifted still. Just let gravity do its thing. Maybe your gaze looks over to the left. Breathe into the spaces that are asking. Bring your gaze back through center. Draw the knees in and then up. Square up your pelvis. Uncross your legs. Give them a little wiggle. And other side. So stacking right thigh on top of your left. Hips go over to your right. Knees pull in towards the chest and down to the left. Let's work on getting the legs connected with the floor. So right shoulder lifts, and draw the back of your right shoulder towards the ground and let gravity do its thing. By all means, there should be space. There's very few people who have that flexibility to get that shoulder all the way down as their right knee's touching the floor. So yeah, don't worry if you aren't there. Just be content with where you are. Maybe your gaze looks over to the right. Breathing into the spaces that are asking. And breathing out. If your gaze was to the right, bring it back through center. Knees pull in towards your chest and then up. Square off your hips. Uncross your right leg. Give your knees a nice wiggle. And lengthen one leg down at a time. Into Shavasana. Grabbing anything you need for your Shavasana. Maybe a blanket. Remembering your 3-part breath. Scanning and seeing if there is any little bit of tension that's trying to hold on throughout your body. Maybe some thoughts. And just breathing into those areas and bringing release, clarity. Seeing if there's any imbalances with how you're lying and bringing balance throughout. Feeling yourself relaxing a little deeper. Inhale, reach your hands above your head, feet away from your hands. Feel all that length. Draw your knees in towards your body. Give yourself that hug. Roll over to the right. Press yourself up. Sukhasana, easy pose. Hands to heart center and Jali Mudra. Inhale that love and gratitude to yourself. Exhale that love and gratitude to everyone else. Thank you all for this awesome class. Namaste. And yeah, I hope you feel a lot better. Hope the knees are, healthy and really liking that, finding some ease in those areas. And yeah, hopefully you find ease and relaxation in your body and mind. Please like, comment, and share these videos. If you have any questions, feel free to type away, ask me, and yeah, have a good rest of your time whenever you're watching this. Ciao.